Okay, folks, you know me, right? Ryan from TA Appliances and Barbecues. I'm here with Matt today, okay? Say hi, Matt.
Hello.
All right, he's gonna be showing us some awesome burgers that we're gonna be trying out in preparation for our live event, all right, that you don't wanna miss, okay? We're gonna have a live event where we're gonna be going over the Lynx grill and all the cool burgers you can make. So, stick around, we're gonna try it out, okay? Ready, Matt?
We make some beautiful burgers. I'm excited. Let's do this.
All right, buddy, let's go.
All right, so coming to you from Kitchener, we have a beautiful presentation in front of the store, this awesome Lynx grill. We're gonna make our first of 3 burgers. This is calling this Canadian Surf and Turf Burger.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we've got some lobster from Prince Edward Island. All of our chuck that we use today, actually in all 3 burgers, is coming from grass-fed PEI cows.
Oh.
And this is from our friend Rob at Brady's.
Yep.
So we're gonna do a nice beef burger done with lobster, some bacon, which is Canadian bacon, some local tomatoes, and then a tarragon cream sauce as a little flavor agent. Okay. And in this case, really, we wanna sear this thing really nice, get a good sear on the outside, let it cook to medium rare, let it rest for a moment, and then we'll build our burger. So our grill at this point is amazing. The reaction time and heat time from 0 to 6,000, in this case 600, is very quick. Because of,
oh, it's so hot.
Yeah, this is blasting me right now. In this case, for a burger, because of the fat content, this chuck, which is kind of from the fore of the cow, it's kind of 20% fat content. So even though the heat is impressively hot over here, I want to keep some of that juice and keep a flare from happening. So I like to get a good grill that can get really hot and then get a skillet good and hot. Right. And so that's what we've done here. Here we have, I have influenced this flavor only slightly. Sorry, Rob. That's Barbarian steak spice from Barbarian Steakhouse in Toronto. Yep. And we've got a nice, probably about an 8-ounce patty, okay? We're gonna do a real nice sear off and a nice searing sound. Oh. That's exactly what we're looking for. This is hot, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna melt my camera.
So we're gonna give this a moment, kind of give it a direct and indirect heat. Yep. Yeah, about a minute or so. So this is what we want. I don't know, Ryan, if you're smelling what I'm smelling, but we got a nice fat beef sear smell happening.
Yes, it is blistering hot.
This is exactly what I'm hoping for. And a little later, we're gonna get some foie gras happening.
Look at that.
That is pretty impressive and quick. So what I'm gonna do is, I've got my left side rather, a little lower. Once I've got a good sear here, I will bring it over to my grill, off the griddle, just to kind of do an indirect heat cook process. Right. But for the initial sear, to get our fat locked in, to keep the grill from flaring up, I'm using my griddle. So we've also lost very little moisture here, which is really cool. This is an indication of freaking hot temperature. This side that's already nice and hot now, it's on low. It's still got a lot of heat here. To make sure, yeah. So I'm now gonna introduce this guy over here.
Right, look at that.
Yeah.
Holy.
So as a matter of fact, I'm gonna turn this right off.
Yeah, you might want to.
I've got some really good heat coming on the other side, and we're gonna give that a minute or 2 more. Folks, I've cooked a super thick burger. Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised. I said to Ryan, this will take 10 minutes. I wanna make sure the internal temperature's there. I think we just blasted this thing in about 4 minutes.
I know, yeah, we've been rolling for 4.5 minutes.
There you go. Okay, we had a 30-second intro, and this burger is almost done. Folks, I'm very happy with this, and I'm gonna guess, just by looking at it, we've already got an internal temperature of about 120, 25, and I'm pleased with that. Is this a rack that comes down?
Yeah, that rack can actually fold down.
That would be pretty
touch it now, though.
Well, not with my hands. But, that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Okay.
Yeah, there's
I see. There we go. Look at that. That's what I'm looking for. Right. So this guy's not gonna rest up here. I'm gonna kill my heat on the barbecue. That only needs to be there for a minute or 2 more, or else we're gonna overcook it, which we don't want. But very happy. That was fast. I'm impressed. Wow.
That's what you get with Lynx, man. The 3 Trident burners in there like that, right? It's all infrared on this particular model. Just lightning fast and super hot. Super hot, right?
Very impressed. So this has been here for about a minute and a half or so more. We've lost only a few drips. There's no flare up and no smoke. This tells me I got a great lock in here, high temperature. Indirect heating has now cooked this guy. Yeah, it's probably about 120. I'm okay with that. We're gonna let this rest now off the heat and start to build our burger. It's very important to let your meat rest after it cooks, okay? What's gonna happen if we just go ahead, put this on a bun? It's gonna ooze out its juices into the bun, make it soggy. I gotta say, this is a commercial product. I love all the bakeries in town, but this Dempster Gold Bun, it's like a brioche bread, which is a heavy butter and egg yolk recipe that the French use in their cuisine. So it has a brioche buttery richness, which I love, okay? So we're gonna use the base of our hamburger is a béarnaise. A béarnaise is a hollandaise sauce. It's made with egg yolks, butter, and lemon juice. And in this case, we introduced tarragon as well. And that's sort of the difference of a hollandaise versus a béarnaise, just the addition of tarragon. It's not overly fancy, but it really works nicely with seafood. So I want a nice, thick, creamy platform here. I think you want to taste this. It's got a great influence of flavor. Because it's a burger, I'm not going to introduce too many freaky flavors, but a little bit of green makes us feel like we're not just having meat. You know, we had a little salad too, right? There were some greens on there. Next, I'm going to introduce my tomatoes. These are actually greenhouse grown bacon, tomato, lettuce. At this point, we've basically got a BLT. What we've got is a really nice platform for flavor. This is going to be a little bit pink, even a tad red inside, which again, I know the source of this beef. I know where it came from. I've been refrigerated the whole time. So why not lobster? If this is Canadian and we're doing surf and turf, we want to have a little lobster there, okay? And we don't want to leave anything out. So that's our lobster layer.
Wow.
And then finally, this is actually a tarragon aioli. So this is egg yolk, oil, and tarragon. So it's like a mayonnaise, but with tarragon. We're hitting it twice, but I don't have a burger in my mind that doesn't have that sort of creamy, yummy, stuff that goes well with the fat and juices that run out of the burger. So here we have our Canadian surf and turf beef burger, seared and cooked in I think like 6 minutes total on our impressive Lynx grill. Okay folks, this next burger we're gonna make is a messy burger. Apparently messy burgers are cool. I mean, they look great on camera. I don't know how much you love eating messy burger. This one is guaranteed to get messy, okay? This is a PEI prime chuck burger, inside of which we got a whole bunch of freshly made yesterday cheese curds from Express Ridge Dairy in St. Jacobs. I've got beautiful PEI chuck. I'm gonna take a decent sized patty's worth, and I realize this might be big for some of you, but sorry, we gotta achieve something great here. I'm gonna set this guy in the bottom, and I know for most of you that's probably one burger, I'm sorry. And I'm just gonna pat it down a bit. Beer can actually has a nice hollow in it. I'm just gonna depress this, give a little pressure in here. Okay, I'm gonna create a nice little chasm inside my burger. So I've got a nice little hole in there, comes out clean. We're calling this the curd burg. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is kind of, I don't wanna be too skimpy. We are gonna lose some of this cheese at the sides. I'm okay with that. I wanna make sure that what doesn't miss out in the middle is lots of cheesy goodness.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of cheesy goodness.
This burger's not for the faint. It's probably a 12 to 16 ounce burger.
Yeah.
Plus cheese. And we're gonna hit it up with some really nice pickles and some gravy. Because you know what? I don't wanna say it's a poutine burger. It's obviously not, but gravy and this cheese kind of work out really well together.
They sure do.
So as you can see folks, when I take this out, I'm gonna go ahead and try and marry those edges a bit. But what we've got here, by the way, I'm gonna give this a little pressure. I can try and seal in some of the edges just by applying my pressure here. And again, when we cook this, we're gonna lose some, and that's okay. And now I'm just gonna let it sit here for a moment. Actually, we'll just do it on the plate. And once we get a little bit of air in between, there we go. A little bit of air in between the container and the meat. This guy's gonna slide out like a pretty freaking awesome burger. And so now, I'm gonna kind of massage the sides a bit, try and close it in a bit. Ryan, I may have even put too much curds on this thing. This is gonna be
Is there such a thing though?
Well,
I mean, come on.
I don't know. Let's see though. Actually, I think I came pretty close to remaking the OG.
Yeah,
this is the one, folks. It's been in the fridge for a bit because that's just gonna congeal the meat and allow it to be a little more firm and not lose so much. Okay, folks, so our grill is smoking hot and our griddle is even hotter.
Oh, when you hear that,
That's what we want, folks.
you know that's good.
In this case, I may even try and do a little sear around the edges once I get a nice sear here to kind of lock some of that in. And then we're gonna do this indirect cooking thing again where I wanna take the heat that I've got really hot here and indirectly cook so the center of this burger gets nicely done as well. We'll use the resting grill with heat in the middle, both sides. It's gonna do a perfect job for us. Nice, look at that. This is so hot inside, I'm not even losing any of the sides at the moment.
Not.
That is fantastic. Oh my goodness.
Look at that crust.
Folks, wow.
Look at that crust.
That is impressive.
punch in closer with editing because I can't get that camera angle.
Oh, because the smoke.
You'll see the camera.
This angle, you're not bad if you came over.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Yeah. So folks, all we're really doing here is we're searing our outside. You can still see, of course, we're absolutely rare inside this moment, but we're gonna try and achieve this locked in idea and only achieved by extreme heat. And again, I would love to be having this on the grill, but I don't wanna lose this stuff. So the griddle's just protecting us from having flame up. This thing's beautiful. I love cleaning, but I don't want to if I don't have to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely, you can see it.
Yeah.
It's getting gooey, but like not drippy.
No, not drippy. So we're gonna see how our, yeah, that was quick and nice. At this point, I'm actually gonna take my whole skillet and go indirect, just because I'm gonna get a little messy. So this side probably is about 700 degrees right now.
Yeah.
Insane, okay? I'm gonna burn the outside of my burger to get my inside cooked if I leave it here.
Right.
What I wanna do is just slide this guy down here, where I've actually got low heat. Over here, I'm going high heat. And you know, because I've got this still on the griddle, this guy's just staying really messy. I'm gonna kill this burner altogether.
Yeah.
And just leave this, and we're gonna get
like oven.
our center done. Boom.
I like
That's
how you
seared.
threw that one on the grill too, just to see the difference.
That sears making things happen. Yeah, normally on a grill that's not this hot, you're gonna have a lot of juice loss and probably some spill out, but 700 degrees, these Traeger burners seem to be keeping things in.
Seems to be holding up just fine, yeah.
So what I'm gonna do here is just to make sure we get some evenness, gonna give this guy a little flip. Oh man, yeah. So we did lose, I think, Ryan, 2 curds total.
Yeah, something
and
like that.
guess what? Inside still is all of that awesome curdness. Now this guy, I wanna try and get my, I attempt to get my little crisscross applesauce hash marks. If I can, that's great. If I can't, it's all good. That last one was like really nice. We challenged that grill to cook through a depth of meat in a very short time, and it did. Look at this. I'm really, we're good here, folks. So
That's looking real good.
yeah, and I'm pleased with the doneness
I
too.
can't believe that it's so hot, and it's been like, you can see the meat now is not pink in the middle,
No,
and yet those cheese curds, they're soft and chewy looking,
yeah,
but they haven't melted.
they haven't melted,
They
which
haven't
is,
completely disintegrated.
and that's what we're hoping for. I want to still honor the curd and have that squeaky curd
I'm
sense.
impressed with that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with that.
Again, that's thanks to our heat here. So we're gonna go ahead and I think plate the one that's
Plate the
ready.
first one, yeah.
Yeah. If I do go to a steakhouse in Chicago, and I've been to many, this is kind of what we would call Chicago style. We get a really hard sear on the outside.
Right.
Now, in a steak world, they'd have a seasoning on the outside too, which give us our crust. Typically, they'll use something of this heat level.
Right.
But that right there, my friend, is what we would call our black and blue or our Chicago style. Hard sear, crust burn, almost outside, and nice medium rare, juicy inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Messy burger. It's gotta have gravy. So this is just no fancy particular gravy that I reduced a lot to a little bit of a gelatinous. I wanted to be a little bit, have texture to it. So there's some beef chunks in here, actually some pork chunks in here also. And then we've kind of just let it have a lesser water content. And so we have the basis for our sloppy burger. Next to this, I'm gonna borrow a little bit of this fine greenery because again, we wanna qualify as having had some salad. I do like still the umami ability of our tomatoes. And then as I talked to you about earlier, having a nice bit of acidity with a bit of savory. These are our fresh kosher sour dills.
Which are fantastic.
And so we have let a little juice come out here, that's fine. This is gonna be our topper. And the last element, I think again, will just be a little bit of our beef and pork gravy over top. I don't think it's fair to call it a gravy. I've kind of tried to make it into more of a spread.
Yeah.
And now we have
Just like that. Oh my goodness, look at that.
our curd burg.
Snack on the side there too.
You betcha.
My goodness.
Beauty. That's a wrap. This one, folks, this is like if there's, you know, you go to Casino Niagara and it's like, hey, you're at the casino, that's great. But you could go to Vegas. This is like we did a burger, but now we're going to Vegas on a burger. We're actually going to New York, Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
A guy named Daniel Boulot, very famous chef, born in France, has many restaurants in Manhattan. This burger is his idea of a burger. And so, Chef Daniel, if you ever see this, I'm giving you full rights. It's not my idea, it's yours. We have foie gras. This here is in Canada, we do use a duck, not a goose, as they do in France. This is also just like butter. It's very high in fat. So there's a piece. I'm not gonna use that one. I want a nice slice. And what I'm gonna do is just give it just a light score because I wanna render a lot of this fat out. And I just want to take a little bit of, I like kosher salt. You can't over season with it. It's not too sharp, whereas some salts are. Our griddle, we're going to our griddle again, folks.
Scorching hot.
This thing would just melt on the grill. You'll see what's gonna happen. It's gonna melt as it is. We wanna render this down to go about half in size. I cut it on this thicker, but we gotta also add some pulled pork and 2 pies of meat to this thing. So
wow.
We're gonna be a little bit restrictive, even though we're not being at all. Now, folks, this should take about 30 seconds to cook total, maybe 45. And we don't wanna lose the entire thing, but as you can see, wow, this is heat, Ryan.
Yeah.
That normally takes about 30 seconds. We've been on here for 10 or 12. And once I can just start to see this browning coming out to the edge, I'm ready, okay? By the way, Ryan, you don't want to touch that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're looking for.
Oh.
That is our foie gras.
Look at that.
We're gonna do this for about an equal amount of time. We'll pull it off to the side, let it rest, and then we're gonna hit it inside of our burger. This guy's gonna rest for a minute. Now,
that didn't take long at all.
Like a half minute, maybe, yeah. So this precious thing, just to give you an idea, folks, like this liver costs about 120 bucks. Our beautiful chuck, once again, I'm gonna take out. Now I know there's a whole lot going in the middle of this burger. Go a little bit thinner, can't go too thin. Anyways, I'm gonna apply some good pressure, take advantage of what we got around the kitchen to make it happen. We're gonna again put a little hollow in there just so we can nestle a few fine things like foie gras and pulled pork. So this foie gras is like near perfect, but it's super rich, super fatty, and it's usually needs some contrast of flavor. I can't think of a better contrast in this part of the world than amber maple syrup. So I've just added a nice level of sweetness to this piece of liver because it's so rich. So now let's build. We're gonna take our pulled pork, which has been done with a maple barbecue sauce, nestled inside here. So though I'd love to put this whole thing in here, I'd also love to, put this. Wow. If you haven't had it, you gotta try it. It's a delicacy. It's like eating butter, but so much more. Yeah. Ryan, I know you're busy, but just try a piece.
All right, I'll try this little piece right here. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, see? There we go, folks. Oh my goodness.
So I'm gonna take these 2 little nuggets, put them inside. So you can see we've got our pulled pork, we have our seared foie gras, and now we're gonna top it off with just a little bit more beef and hit it up on our super scorching hot Lynx grill. Again, we're going to use a skillet because goodness gracious, this could get messy, and that's okay.
All that buttery foie gras in the middle. It's almost like the texture of like a really buttery a scallop or something like that.
Yeah,
you know
great way to put it. So a scallop and like foie gras done this way have a very similar mouthfeel because again, your scallop.
Like the taste isn't the same, but the mouthfeel, like you're saying, like the texture.
And it's not cooked. It's just cooked enough. The contrast when you get a hot sear like this gives you that exterior, okay, but then inside, rare.
It almost feels illegal to eat. It's so good.
Let's not go there, Ryan. We have our shape. That's what I really, really want. Now I'm just gonna give it a little encouragement to be the shape I actually want. Make sure my edges are locked in. I still have a little bit of that foie gras butter, I call this now, or oil on there, by the way. That's a wonderful thing.
Liquefied now.
And just makes me think actually, because we know how hot this is, Ryan, I'm gonna do something here. We're gonna go ahead and take this end piece of foie gras and we're gonna kind of make little butter cubes. So watch what happens when we do these little nuggets. And you'll see this go right to butter. It'll be totally transparent in about 45 seconds. So what I want to do here is I'm rendering all that fat out of that liver. And hello, burger. Yes,
right
please.
On there. Oh my goodness.
Okay. And so, often we do beef. We might baste it, do a steak, we baste it. We're gonna use that foie gras just to base a little additional flavor to that burger. It's been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes here, folks. Wow, again, this is fast, Ryan. We got no real seepage around our edges, which tells me the internal heat beyond what's beneath is really high. That's what I want. Of course, I also don't want to lose that heat. So we're gonna do that real quick.
Look at that.
Give you a chance to look, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Keeping that heat in. This sucker is looking really good on the outside. I love this sear. I can see what's happening underneath. We still, however, have some rareness happening here, but I don't want to burn the outside.
Right.
So I got no heat.
No heat.
At all over here. Mind you, there's actually still a lot of heat here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move this guy over here. No heat underneath, but the indirect convection-like heating. Next time we lift this lid, hopefully what we're gonna see, I'm very confident in this heat actually. I know we're gonna have that be more of a pink gray, and we're happy about that. I think the moment has come. Recap, we're here at this cool place, TA Appliances. Inside is gorgeous. If you haven't been here, I've been able to do a lot of this prep in this showcase kitchen. Been nudged by a few people walking by, want to try these ingredients, obviously. And that's the story today. The Lynx Grill gets all the ingredients. Wow, okay. I'm happy with this. I can just tell, after years, that's probably a medium rare feel to it. We have top bottom cooking. Inside is already cooked. The foie gras, the pork already been cooked. I'm very pleased with where this is going to be at. So let's get this thing off. In my mind, when I was kind of dreaming up this burger, and I thought, well, it has to have something, I wrestled with not being able to come up with any other complementary flavor other than we are going to just drizzle a little bit of truffle oil, okay, on top of this burger. And that's lots. Truffles are interesting. It's not a truffle demo or class. I won't go too deep into it, but this burger's got all we need and want. I'm gonna just go ahead and place this right onto my bun. We have our truffle oil on there. Inside, again, that pulled pork has barbecue sauce. We got syrup, we got the foie gras. This is one I'm just gonna let the product and food tell the story.
All right, so on the 28th, you're gonna be here for a live to show us. Maybe we'll put it to a vote to see who wants which burger we cook. Maybe we won't, I don't know. They gotta follow us on YouTube to find out. They gotta follow us on Instagram and TikTok or whatever else they want. Facebook, right? We're everywhere. You're everywhere too, right?
Try it.
People can
Dine
find
and Chef. Yeah, you can find me at Dine and Chef on Instagram and Facebook. And hopefully here, working with these girls, doing the beautiful food with beautiful products. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming by, and we hope to see you again, man.
Yeah, I hope so too.